and thank you for joining this session. You all are in a treat today because today you're going to discover the secret to embracing your Genesis. My name is Davina Coleman. I'm down here in South Carolina. I'm a pre-K through 8 school administrator, author, and launching vision strategist. I've been a vision midwife for the past decade, inspiring over 3,000 educators to birth their visions in the classroom and as a school leader. But it's now my season to step outside of the four walls of the school system from the network of education and to inspire, to support, and to strategize vision for career women that are ready to crush the limitations placed on them by their career, unlock their purpose, and unleash their true potential. So why me? Why am I showing up in this space for this topic, the secret to embracing your Genesis? What gives me the right to talk about embracing your new beginning? Well, let me ask you this question. Have you ever wanted something so bad just to receive the rejection of a no? Or how about, have you ever desired to do something so great just to make it to the point that you're getting ready to embrace it, you're getting ready to receive it, and right before you touch it, it's snatched right out of your hands? Well, have you been in that place? I need somebody to say amen, because amen means I agree, right? And so if you've been there, amen, amen, and amen. See, back in August of 2014, I went through a divorce. And y'all, it was one of the most devastating portions of my life. I was done with love. I mean, done. For 6 years, I did not date. But last year in 2020, something inside of me I wanted to love again. Not only that I want to love again, but I desire to have children. And so I had a doctor's appointment in August of 2020. And it was just a regular female doctor's appointment, right? But as my doctor pressed upon my abdomen, she said, Davina, I think you have 1 or 2 fibroids, and I'm going to send you for an ultrasound. So I said, yes, ma'am. I went to my ultrasound, and August 31st was the day I was supposed to get my results. But she sends a message that she wants to talk to me on a video. Talk to me. Now, I'm a realist, y'all. So somebody want to talk to me about some doctor's results, I've already decided you can't have nothing to tell me that's good. That's what I was thinking. So she gets on this video call. I look at her pretty little face and she says, Davina, I have good news and I have bad news. And I'm like, what is this lady about to tell me? What is she about to say? She said, Davina, the size of a uterus, the normal size is 6 to 7 centimeters, but your uterus is 16 centimeters. She says, one of your fibroids alone, it sits on top of your uterus and it's 7 centimeters by itself. You got fibroids in the uterine wall, it's in your uterus, they're hanging off of your uterus, they're everywhere. And then she begins to say, if you get pregnant, you will miscarry. Now that's devastating news to me because, ladies, I don't have children. And then she said, and if you have surgery, you'll run the risk of possibly having your uterus removed, and then you will never be able to have children. I felt tears welling up in my eyes. I wanted to cry, but I'm a tough cookie. I'm not about to let no stranger see me fall. But when I hung, after a little bit more conversation, it was time for me to hang up, and I clicked that button on my computer, I broke. Ooh, I wept. Lord knows I cried and I cried and I cried. And see, that was August 31st. The next day was going to be my birthday. It was September the 1st. And every time I have a birthing year, every time it's my birthday, I say, that's your birthday year. You got to do something, birth something, girl. But at the beginning of a brand new year and a brand new season for myself, death was spoken. But I had to make a choice. So I decided that I was going to have life. I don't like being told what I can't do. So when she told me what it was possible, it was the possibility of what I could not do in the natural, my visions began to birth in the supernatural. I began to conceive vision in the supernatural. Conception began to take place. And I made the decision that I was going to cause every vision of my life, it was going to birth. I asked myself, Davina, what's the impact of you not birthing your visions in this season? What is the impact of you not embracing your Genesis, your new beginning? So I used the secret that I'm getting ready to share with you, and it transformed my life. I am here today. I am sharing this space with you. I am showing up in this arena to give you the secret to embracing Genesis that made the change in my life. See, I'm just a little country girl. I was Louisiana born, Georgia raised, and South Carolina living. But I'm educated. I got a bachelor's of business administration. I minored in mathematics. I have a master's in mathematics education, as well as another master's in educational leadership. I'm a youth pastor. I got several certifications. I'm a 7 Habits of Highly Effective People trainer. I'm an author of a #1 bestseller on Amazon and a #1 release in several categories, Embracing Genesis, a guide to move you from vision to reality. If you want to know, Davina's a bad chick. I'm at the top of my game, of my career. I give back to my profession at the local level as well as in the global arena. I lead professional development. I mentor. I evaluate over 3,000 educators. I make the difference of the lives and I inspire over 3,300 students. I am the beloved educator. I am the vision midwife. I am the birther of visions. But with all of that, I was the transformation inside of the 4 walls of a building. I was the secret ingredient. But y'all, it was for somebody else's vision. It wasn't even for my own. See, I helped people to advance their vision. I helped them to look good. I did all that I can to position myself for my turn in my career, constantly being told, girl, you are up next. We see what you're doing. But at some point, I grew tired of my destiny being in the hands of somebody else. I grew weary of not executing my own visions, but moving other people's visions to reality. Can anybody out there relate? Can you relate to that? There's a quote and it says, why shoot for the stars when there's already footprints on the moon? So this presentation is for you if you are a career woman at the top of your game. You feel limitations that have been set on your potential by your career. You show up for your mission every single day, but you're finding yourself that your purpose is being redefined. You're tired of the only way of advancing and based upon a man's yes. You're saying, I'm ready to crush the box. I'm ready to unleash my potential. I'm ready to unlock my purpose. I'm ready to put my footprints on the moon. I'm done with reaching for the stars because I've been there. And what I said hit you. You felt that thing in your spirit. Then you are in the right place. You're about to learn what it means to conceive your vision and what you got to do to birth it. You're going to learn the secret of embracing your Genesis. See, here's the problem. We allow ourselves to remain boxed in with the limitations on our potential when we know we have more that we got to unleash. We wait, although our destiny is calling, and we feel our purpose stirring on the inside and it's ready to be unlocked. See, the problem is we don't believe in what we see. We don't believe in all the possibilities of what our life can be. But I'm so happy, I'm so grateful that I'm here to tell you that there's a solution to those problems. And I know it all so well because I've been in these problem areas too. See, the secret to embracing your Genesis, lean in a little bit closer. They say, come on, just a little bit more. See, the secret is already, it's just one word. It's belief. The secret to embracing your Genesis, your new beginning, it is your belief. See, belief conceives the vision. Going through this process with my womb, I began to study the woman's body. I began to study the birthing. And for conception in the woman's body, the ovulation is the most fertile time for a woman to get pregnant. So I asked myself, Davina, for your vision, what's the most fertile time for you to get pregnant? What's the most fertile place? And the most fertile place is in your mind. See, you have the ability to be impregnated with multiple visions at a time. You have the ability to have visions come and visions beget other visions. See, we're incubators for a man's vision. That's what Dr. Miles Monroe said. He said we're the only creatures that can walk upon this earth and a man can give us a seed. and we will bring life to it. So I said, Davina, bring life to your visions, girl, birth and seed this thing. See, sperm fertilizes an egg. So I said, well, Davina, what fertilizes your vision? And it hit me. It's your belief. Your belief is what fertilizes your vision. See, for a woman, when a just released egg makes it to its point of destination, it is fertilized either by freshly released sperm or by sperm that's been released a few days before. And I was like, oh, this thing getting good. Because this is important. Because you need to know that you have some visions that's been released before. You have some visions that's on a standstill and they're waiting. They're waiting for your belief to connect with them. And at the moment that your belief connects with your vision, it's fertilized. At that moment, you begin to conceive. At that moment, you begin to start the birthing process for your vision. See, when we don't have belief, we cannot embrace our genesis because our belief is our secret weapon. When we fail to believe in what we see, we will fail to produce what we imagine. Let that soak in. And if we fail to believe in what we see, we will abort our vision. We will miscarry our vision, and we will cause our visions to be stillborn. So our job is not for that, it's for us not to have that to happen. So let's talk about abortions real quick, vision abortions. See, in the woman's body, in order to abort, you got to go make an appointment to have a procedure to end that pregnancy. And for some of us, we have been aborting our visions. We have been making appointments with ourselves in our mind to say that we are not going to complete this vision, that we're not going to execute the vision. See, visions are aborted with a decision. Sometimes you make that decision by yourself, and other times you make that decision with other people. And sometimes those other people were your naysayers. It was your critics that told you, girl, you couldn't do, and you listened, so you aborted your assignment. See, the majority of abortions in the natural, they take place very early, between the first and 12 weeks of pregnancy. And that's what happens with abortions of our visions. We abort our visions early on in the birthing process. Sometimes they happen because we feel like we're inadequate. Sometimes they happen because we feel like we don't have the resources. Sometimes they happen because we're just scared, or we don't have the time, or we're procrastinators. Sometimes that spirit of rejection gets us, and so we begin to abort our visions. But ladies, no matter if you're alone, no matter if you don't have no support, our job in this season, in 2021, we will birth. Our visions will connect with our belief, and we're going to push these things out. Somebody say push. So what, I feel like preaching. I did tell you I was a preacher. So what are the reasons for your vision abortions? Why have you aborted your visions? Take some time and deal with that. But if you don't abort your visions, some of us miscarry. So when I looked at the woman's body and what happens, a miscarriage is an event that results in the loss before 20 weeks. Typically, it's not a result of what you did or what you didn't do. It's out of your control. And so I said, well, what causes us to miscarry our visions? What's out of our control? It's life. Life causes some of us to miscarry. Life causes us, some of us, to miscarry well before we even had an opportunity to feel that baby kick, to feel the vision kick. Too many times as women, we allow life to cause us to stop in the process and to miscarry. Ladies, we can't miscarry no more. Also in the woman's body, you might not even know that you're pregnant before you miscarry. And it happens with our visions too. Sometimes we don't even know we're pregnant with vision because we don't know ourselves. We didn't spend enough time with ourselves to get to know ourselves, to know that vision had even came upon us. That assignment and purpose had landed right there in our lap. That destiny was in the midst of falling, but we didn't know ourselves, so we couldn't figure that thing out. See, sometimes it's caused by your lifestyle and underlying conditions. And as I studied, it said that a miscarriage, some of the concerns were women do not release healthy eggs. Well, ladies, some of our beliefs is unhealthy. And when your belief is unhealthy, you can't conceive your vision. It also said that eggs diminish as we get older. And I said, ooh, because it made me realize that the more you allow self-doubt to come into your life, and the longer that it's there, the more you will miscarry your visions. And then for others, it said that the service is not receptive. Let's think of the service as being in our mind. If you don't have the right mental game, you will reject your visions because you do not believe. What life events have caused you to miscarry? What has it been? And other times, if you don't abort or you don't miscarry, then your vision is stillborn. See, in a woman's body, a stillbirth takes place after 20 weeks. It's a loss before or during deliveries. Many stillbirths happen in what people look at as a normal pregnancy. I'm gonna teach you how to identify stillbirth visions. Have you ever seen someone start up a business and they're promoting and they're happy and they're telling you all about all the things that they're doing, and then you take a couple months and bam, you look and you say, I thought they were doing such and such, but all of a sudden that business didn't exist. Y'all just witnessed a stillbirth of a vision in action. See, when I was studying, what I found out is that stillbirths happen with more often with women that are more than 35 years of age. And I'm like, well, how does that pertain to a vision? Well, I'm so glad you asked. Let me tell you. See, women who are over the age of 35, you begin to get settled in this thing. And if you hadn't birthed anything in your life by the age of 35, you begin to believe that you cannot birth. And so if you did have a vision, you allow it to remain barren, to remain unproductive without producing anything because you believe it can't happen. But I'm here to tell somebody who you think you're up in age, boo, you still can birth your things out. Just let your belief connect with your vision, conceive and birth. What are some causes for stillbirths? Sometimes in half of the cases, it's unknown. And if you ever ask somebody why they started something and then stopped it and didn't finish it, they don't even have an answer for you. They don't know. They just didn't do it. Sometimes stillbirths is because of issues with nourishment. And see, with our visions, what happens is sometimes we don't nourish our vision enough. We birth it too soon. We birth it prematurely. But we haven't invested the time. We haven't invested and made plans. We haven't put the proper resources in place. So our visions are stillborn. Sometimes it's the exposure to the environment for a woman's pregnancy. And for your visions, it's because we expose our visions to people that we wasn't supposed to expose it to in the first place. We tell people who wasn't even worthy of knowing what we was getting ready to do. To embrace your genesis. Ladies, there's only one thing I need you to do. And you got to do the following. And I hope you know the answer. You must believe. You must believe. To embrace your genesis, there's only one thing I need you to change. And you want to know what it is? It's how you believe. Because if we can change how we believe and we can get out of this negative self-talk and get into this place of an I am type of system that I can do and I will, then our visions will come to pass. Let me give you a bonus. See, after you believe, you must relentlessly pursue your vision. You cannot birth your visions without belief. And you cannot birth your visions with belief only. You have to have consistent execution in order to birth your visions. Are y'all, told you I'm crunchy. Are you ready to believe? Are you ready to embrace your genesis and move your vision to reality? Are you ready to vision birth? Because if you are, let me give you a quick recap. In order to embrace your genesis, the secret is your belief. Belief and vision must connect so you can conceive. We have to get into the place where we birth our visions in good health during the timing, during the season that we're called to birth. We got to take the limits off of our belief, off of our planning, off our execution. And if you don't do that, you run the risk of your visions being barren. You run the risk of your visions not taking place. You run the risk of you not producing your potential. And so, ladies, so I'm asking for you to do from this point forward, let's connect. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Clubhouse, all under @Davina L. Coleman. If you want to get into my Facebook group, I have a Facebook group called the Vision Birthing Room. Join us as we all, and now we call ourselves the Vision Doulas, as we get ready to support each other in the birthing process. I'm also on Clubhouse 6 o'clock every Saturday in the Jeremiah 29:11 room. Come into the birthing room and let's chat. I thank you for the ministry of your presence as one of my friends today. It's been a blessing, and I hope the secret of embracing your genesis, the belief, has blessed you. Thank you, and bye-bye.